Current and accurate. This is ANN.
California is still a driving force in the agriculture industry, and we have to do everything that we can in government, not to be an obstacle to success, but to be a partner in prosperity.
The governor at the expo speaks with ANN. We'll go into detail in just moments. On this special edition of ANN, the Ag News Network, the agriculture industry faces a new decade, but age-old challenges. We're going to take you to this week's World Ag Expo to see what the industry has in response. And water. Find out how a thirsty Central California is sorting out the balance between ag, the environment, and a growing population. Plus, with the 19th Congressional District up for grabs, we're going to talk with the candidates running for that seat and ask them where they stand on the water issue.
This is ANN, the Agriculture News Network. Current and accurate coverage of America's first industry. ANN, your trusted source for ag news.
Welcome to this special edition of ANN, the Ag News Network. It's the dawn of a new decade, and agriculture needs a current and accurate information source. California's #1 industry is under attack, and it needs a voice. It needs to be backed up with common sense and facts, certainly. ANN steps up to that challenge, starting right now.
Hi, AJ. Hi, Bryant.
Governor Schwarzenegger was in attendance at this week's expo, and in an exclusive interview with ANN, he weighed in on the current state of the water crisis and the importance of the bond.
We are going to go and fight for that water. That's the most important thing, because it's the lifeblood. It's our lifeblood. We need the water, and it's inexcusable for federal judges to make those decisions and to choose the fish over human beings. So
now it's up to the voters. Schwarzenegger has signed the water bond, but his support hasn't always resulted in popular support. The ag industry is hoping California will follow the governor's lead on this one. Our program this week just happens to align with the largest agriculture show of its kind. The World Ag Expo just finished its 3-day run in Tulare County with some rain, but almost as much sunshine. With 1,600 exhibitors on 2.5 million square feet of space, the expo has grown into a truly international event. And before we jump in with both feet on that and other issues, here's who joins us to look at the expo. Respected farm correspondent Roy Isom from KMJ's California Ag News joins us for analysis.
Hi, John. There's a lot of reason to be optimistic. We're going to talk about the state of agriculture in a few moments.
Matt Ottstad, award-winning ag producer and reporter from Central California, has a look at the weather.
Hey, John, I'll have a report in about 20 minutes on some exciting new ag weather forecasting technology that can save crops.
And Leanne Jones is our roving reporter on the ground.
Hi, John. I'll bring you some great new innovative products from the World Ag Expo in about 10 minutes.
Well, Roy, as you look at it, what is the state of agriculture in California?
Thank you, John. As anyone probably knows, and well knows at that matter, there's a lot of concerns in agriculture, but there's a lot of optimism at this show.
Milk prices seem to be coming up a little bit. Dairymen are optimistic, and as long as the dairymen are optimistic, then I see a future in it.
I think it's going to be better. This year might be a little bit tough, but 2011 will be good.
As long as there's growing markets, I think farmers and agriculture in California will find a way to produce the crop.
I'm optimistic, hopefully, that farmers will start growing with the technology.
Some growers will pare back a little bit, but I think the overall industry is going to be healthy.
So as you can see, John, there are many concerns among farmers, but there's always that spirit of optimism. And that's truly the nature of the farmer. Always optimistic. Back to you, John.
All right, Roy, thanks a lot. You know, federal courts and politicians have some of the ag industry in full-blown crisis mode. A majority of Californians may be confused by the issues, but anyone on the Central Valley's west side sees the suffering firsthand.
Too much? Over the top? Well, listen, you tell Mayor Silva that it's too much, that it's over the top, when he has to look into the eyes of his people that he's represented and see 50% of them unemployed. You tell me that's not terror.
That doesn't mean we're going to sit here and let everything we work for vanish. No. You started this fight, and here in Fresno, not only do we grow great produce and great citrus, we grow brave men and women who are willing to fight for what's theirs.
Literally, farmers are denied the very water they need to feed the rest of the country. It's about time the people in Washington get to hear from the hardworking people.
The federal government refuses to turn on the pumps at the Delta for environmental reasons, and the farming industry shrivels. Crops and jobs and family farms are drying up. It's a water tug of war between families, farms, and fish. For those trying to keep track, this all started in the 30s and 40s when the state and federal governments did work together with taxpayers' money to build dams around the state. The Central Valley Project controlled flooding and gave farmers a reliable water source. 50 years later, the federal government changed the law, and environmentalists found a legal loophole to shut down a major water supply to farmers and open it up to salmon. While the battle between fish and farmer rages on federally, the state, with the backing of Governor Schwarzenegger, is asking voters to pass an $11 billion water bond. That project promises to meet California's water needs now and into the future. It's going to be a tough sell, though, to the rest of California. Supporters have until November. We're coming back with the latest innovations, top products that we think you'll want to see. Plus my talk with the candidates who hope to shape the future of ag in Central California. Our fight for water now has the nation's attention.
Brought to you in part by the 2011 World Ag Expo and by Fleet Card Fuels, the official fuel sponsor of the 2010 World Ag Expo.
Welcome to Alveston. Watch the progress of the historic Buchanan Energy Building at alveston.com. See how they build with Logix insulated concrete forms. The future is now at alveston.com, center of the green universe.
Hi, we're here with Joel and Fleet Card Fuels. Joel, tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay, well, Fleet Card Fuels, we actually made the decision to be the official fuel sponsor of the World Ag Expo this year. It's actually a big decision for us and a big step forward. Our business, we've been in this industry for a while. I'm actually fourth generation, and my great-great-grandfather opened his first gas station in 1930. So a lot's changed since 1930, and now we're actually, I'd like to say, we're an integrated fuel company. So everything that happens after the refinery, we do.
We want to be part of Central California. And Central California means when we provide fuel to the retail environment, to the wholesale environment, to agriculture is really our main thrust, and that we would just continue to grow right through the Central Valley. This is where our home is, and we started some 47 years ago. We look to transition, and we think there's room for alternative fuels, and we want to be on the leading edge for that. There's many alternative fuels, biofuels, and compressed natural gas. I think we have great resources here in this country, and we have to learn how to produce it efficiently, and we want to be on the forefront to provide the fuel that drives our economy.
There you have it, another family success story here at the World Ag Expo.
Welcome back to this special edition of ANN, the Ag News Network. We want you to know that we're more than just a TV show. ANN is now online with the latest ag news 24/7. Join us online at agnewsnetwork.com. We're also on Facebook as ANN, the Ag News Network, and we're on Twitter, where we're Ag News Network.
This committee has done absolutely nothing to address the problem. So once again, I come before this committee to ask my colleagues to take real action to resolve the water crisis in California. Unfortunately, the legislation before the committee today does no such thing. As you know, I requested a bill, the Turn on the Pumps Act, to be included in today's hearing. Instead, in continuing the reckless inaction of this committee, my request was denied.
Rain in recent weeks has somewhat shifted the spotlight away from California's water crisis, but it remains that, a crisis. It's an issue that